Hey, folks, welcome to Cliff Notes Podcast. Hey, folks. Outstanding week last week. We debuted with playoff picks, also known as clip picks. And I believe clip picks went undefeated. Just waiting on one last game. That is the game tonight between the Minnesota Vikings and LA Rams. First, let me start by saying the devastating wildfires out in Los Angeles has caused us to lose a lot of people, a lot of homes. So we want to definitely here at Clip Notes recognize that and send our thoughts and prayers out to those people. That being said, the Rams have moved to Phoenix to play this football game. They're going to play the Minnesota Vikings. I do have the Vikings winning this game. I am picking the Vikings. That's where I'm putting my money line at on the Minnesota Vikings. And that was even prior to them moving the game. I also had them playing in Los Angeles and also beating them there. Let's talk about some news. In the news, we have the following. Deshaun Watson has torn his Achilles tendon. Again, he was on vacation, I'm assuming. And this photo that you're looking at right now and video is of Deshaun and his lady friend. Could be his wife, I'm not sure. Only 62 days after surgery without the walking boot. Most medical professionals say that you need at least 3 to 4 months inside of the walking boot so someone can heal. So can somebody please help me understand why Deshaun Watson is walking around without the walking boot? Can somebody please help me? This man about to forego $172 million if they violate his contract. Please help me today. Woo! I need some help. Why, Deshaun? Why? You've already had a horrible, horrible time in Cleveland already. The folks booed you when you blew your Achilles out on the field, and yet you're dancing, although you wasn't dancing, but you doing a little bit of dancing on this video. Help him, please. Somebody, please do that. Let's talk Zion Williamson. Big Zion, hey, New Orleans Pelicans. Zion has been suspended because he missed the flight. Now, folks, I don't know about you, all those out there that have real jobs and required to travel, the first thing you do is you open up your damn itinerary and you say, what time does the plane leave? And you start saying, okay, I need to be at the airport at this hour. He was suspended one game because he missed the flight. According to a source says that Zion Williamson said he missed the flight late Thursday going to Philadelphia because he messed up. The traveling party, which is, I'm considering the entire team, sat and waited for a prolonged period of time at the airport waiting on Mr. Williams. He didn't show up. The 2019 number one pick decided the game was not as important to him as others. Zion Williamson has missed since 2019 200 games. Not one, but 200 games since 2019. Folks, how many games in an NBA season? 82. You're correct. You're correct by saying that. So he's basically missed 2 years of basketball and some change. Wow. Incredible. Last bit of news. The Australian Open started yesterday, and I have some predictions on that. I think the number 3 ranked Coco Gauff will win the first major of the year. And I also predict on the men's side, well, all right, I don't really care about men's tennis. It takes too damn long. They just 4, 5, 6 hours for matches. I can't do it. I just can't do it. But I am watching Tiafoe. He's number 17. And Shelton is 21. Wishing both of those cats good luck. But men's tennis, nah, bruh. I just can't do it. Now, let's talk NFL football. I have a quick note here from the producers here at Cliff Notes. Attention fans, please govern yourselves accordingly. There are a few seats left on the bandwagons of the following teams. Please make a note what direction and where the bandwagons are leaving from. So feel free to jump on the damn bandwagon as soon as possible. AFC playoffs are set. We watched a really good football game this week with the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. Easy on Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin did a phenomenal job this year. People are calling for him to get fired. I don't know why. The guy, all he do is win, like DJ Khaled say, win, win, win. This man has not had a losing season. So easy, don't fire him, because somebody else's team out there that's raggedy as hell would really love him. So let's not run that guy off. The Baltimore Ravens are going to play the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo, and the Houston Texans will travel to Kansas City. A lot of people were saying the Houston Texans were going to lose that game against the Chargers. I'm not bragging myself, but as you see, Cliff Notes, as you see, I have picked every game successfully, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm a successful picker. Here are my picks for the next round. Kansas City is a 7.5 point favorite over the Texans. The Texans will play well. I think DeMeco Ryans will have his guys ready to go. But Patrick Mahomes, I refuse to bet against him. Take the points, and Kansas City minus 7.5. I think they'll go on to victory. On the other side, the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Josh Allen lost to the Baltimore Ravens early in the season, and it was a good old-fashioned smackdown. But, of course, they played in Baltimore. So this is the playoffs, and this is round number 2. The early money is Baltimore -1 over the Buffalo Bills. That's what's happening in the AFC. Over in NFC, we have the Lions taking on the Commanders. Now, let me tell you something about those Commanders. Those Commanders are in charge, folks. If you ever seen anybody in charge, those Commanders are in charge. They're playing the Lions. Detroit, on one hand, Detroit has a lot of injuries. But, man, they're hard to beat at home. This game right now, the early money is Detroit by 8.5. 8.5, Detroit for the win. The other side, the Philadelphia Eagles are awaiting the winner of the teams that I talked about earlier, the Rams and Vikings. I think it's going to be the Vikings. Take the Eagles with whatever the line is. I'm going to go on a limb and say the Eagles over the Vikings for the money. College football playoffs. The championship game is next Monday between Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, and the Ohio State football team, the Buckeyes. I know the money says Ohio State. I like Notre Dame. I know that's not a popular pick, but that's what I'm going to go with. Notre Dame. And I'd have to check and see what do they say the money line is right now. I have to check and see that really quick here. Ohio State -8. Take that line, but I have Notre Dame winning that game with the points. Notre Dame with the points at the -8 for Ohio State. Folks, that's my thoughts in football, both college and pro. Let me know what you're thinking. Comment below. Now, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, don't comment down there, because our team is not going to answer that. But if you're a smart fan like myself, and you can go undefeated like I did this week, comment so we can find out what's your thoughts and comment and material that we need to talk about. Across the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo leads the NBA right now at 31.7 points a game. Giannis is straight up balling. Who gonna check that man? Who gonna check him? Dame Dollar? Man, those guys have really got something cooking. That team in Milwaukee, You better watch it. You better watch it. Right now, they're the 5th seed. I wouldn't want to play them. They are really doing some work. Second lead scorer, Joker, at 31.6 points. Joker is doing his thing. And the third leading scorer is Shea Gildress-Alexander, SGA, at 31.5 points per game. In the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers are leading the East, followed by Boston. New York Knicks are in third. We talked last week on how Big Cat was doing. Big Cat is having a phenomenal year and leading his New York Knicks. That was a great, great trade for them. Big Cat looks very comfortable in New York. Bright lights, not too big. It's a city that never sleeps. A concrete jungle. Oh, wait a minute. That's Alicia Keys.
Now you're in New York.
Moving right on. We've got the Orlando Magic in 4th place. They're doing great, along with the Milwaukee Bucks in 5th. Miami Heat in 6th, minus Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is still suspended by Pat Riley for conduct detrimental to the team. We tried to catch up with Jimmy Butler. He was getting his perm done, but he had no comment. What team is Jimmy Butler going to wind up on? We don't know. They just got to move that big contract. Hopefully they'll do that soon because Jimmy Butler needs to be on the court. Indiana Pacers are in 7th, Detroit Pistons, the Hawks, and the Bulls. Trust the process. Philadelphia, they are hanging out outside the play-in tournament. In the West, right now, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, are making things work. They are leading the conference, followed by the Houston Rockets, the surprise team of the year. Followed by the third team is Memphis Grizzlies, the Nuggets, the Mavericks, and the Lakers. Now, I know we did a segment last week on finding Michael Porter. He is hurt, so we found him. Jamal Murray, kind of looking for him, but he's kind of showing up a little bit. All right, so we found him. But can somebody please find Kevin Durant? Can somebody please find Devin Booker and Bradley Beal? Man, these are the big three. Why are you guys sitting in the 11th spot in the West? Please, somebody find them. Get a flashlight and go find them. They need to be found. That's what's going on around the NBA. Next up, good and terrible.
That boy is good.
Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
All right, folks, it's now time for my favorite segment, good and terrible. And I think I'm going to change things just a little bit. I'm going to put Up Schitt's Creek right behind good and terrible. First, let's go to good and terrible. The Texas Longhorns played a very good game against Ohio State. Texas Longhorn had the ball first and goal after a pass interference penalty in the end zone. And one of the most dumbassest play, I made that word up, dumbassest play ever in the history of football happened. Texas, first and goal at the one. They don't get in the first down. Texas offensive coordinator Cal Flood draws up a play, pitching the ball backwards, not forward, backwards, 4.5 yards to his running back, who's probably stopped for a loss. Folks, that was the game right there. Cal Flood, that play was good and terrible. Good and terrible. Up Schitt's Creek, NFL football game. The game is on the line between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. All Green Bay has to do is keep the Eagles from picking up the first down. TJ Slaton, number 93 of the Green Bay Packers, stops Saquon Barkley in the hole. But he gives him the business, taking him, slamming him to the ground. Matt LaFleur says, "Get your $5 ass over here on this sideline before I make some change." You up Schitt's Creek.
You are a shithead, Williamson.
Now, folks, it's time for the player of the week. The player of the week is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens carried the ball in his game 26 times for a magnificent 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ties Terrell Davis for the most 150-yard playoff games in NFL history. Derrick Henry, you are Cliff Notes Player of the Week. Folks, that's all we have this week for Cliff Notes. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell anybody where we at. Come on down. Like it. Hit that button below. Like and subscribe this damn podcast. Till next time, keep your head up. Peace, fans.